Before the printing press, before paper, even before written language, there were stories, whispered beside fires, sung by sages, painted into the walls of caves. These stories were not entertainment. They were memory. They were medicine. They were maps of the soul. And no civilization understood this better than ancient India. We didn't write textbooks. We sculpted values into gods. We didn't say, be brave. We showed Arjuna standing on a battlefield, trembling and rising. We didn't define Dharma. We saw Rama walk through exile, temptation, and war, and still choose truth. In India, storytelling was our first temple. Our myths were portable knowledge, passed from grandmothers to children, from sages to disciples, from heart to heart. When a child asked, "What is courage?" the answer wasn't a lecture. It was a story of Prahlad, a boy who stood against his own demon father with nothing but faith. These myths didn't just teach us, they reflected us. In Ravana, we saw the cost of ego. In Sita, the quiet fire of strength. In Krishna, the laughter that hides divine strategy. In Karna, the ache of being loyal to the wrong cause. Each story was layered because we are layered. They held beauty, brutality, joy, betrayal, and still they offered hope. We return to these stories not to escape life, but to understand how to live it. For thousands of years, India preserved its soul without paper. The Vedas were not written, they were heard. Knowledge was passed from breath to breath, because to speak a truth was to bring it alive. Every village had a storyteller. Every home had an epic. The Mahabharata was not just one story. It was our library of human emotion. It asked, what would you do if your duty and your heart stood on opposite sides? That's not history. That's us. Every day. No one understood the power of story better than Krishna. He didn't give Arjuna a rule book. He gave him a cosmic tale. He opened the curtain and showed him eternity, karma, rebirth, not as dogma, but as a vision. He told stories to wake us up. From Leelas to Upadesh, Krishna never commanded. He whispered riddles, metaphors, parables, because wisdom hits deepest when we arrive at it ourselves. Even when he played, he taught. Even when he disappeared, he revealed. India has been invaded, burned, broken, but what they could not destroy were the stories. When temples fell, we built them again, inside our memory. When scriptures burned, we remembered them with our tongues. When kings died, we passed on their courage in verse. The story was our resistance. It was how we survived and stayed human. Even today, when you hear a bhajan on a dusty loudspeaker in a tiny lane, that's not just sound. That's 5,000 years of memory echoing. In a world of endless noise, stories still know how to whisper. They tell us what no algorithm can. That grief is ancient. That love is cosmic. That choices shape destiny. That you're not alone. Ramayana is not old. It's waiting inside you for when you must choose truth over comfort. Mahabharata isn't about them. It's about you. When you face a war no one else can fight for you. Our epics are not history. They are emotional blueprints. And in their silence is your answer. We come from a land where stories are not just told, they're lived. So the next time you light a diya, or hear a name like Rama, Sita, Krishna, don't just listen. Feel, remember, pass it on. Because you, yes you, are the next storyteller in this sacred chain, and the world needs your voice. Want more stories from our heritage? Like, comment, and subscribe to join the journey.